which all programs are you suggesting for students who are coming from Kerala?
Currently offers 6 study programs for international students.
And also coming to the accommodation part, like that is another big problem like a international student might face. So what is your advice on that part? Like how a student should approach?
Yes, it's very important to look for accommodation before coming to Slovenia.
So on an average, like how much it will cost for a student, for an international student to live in Slovenia? Like on a monthly basis, how much it would come?
Okay, maybe this is very difficult questions because it depends on the standard students want to live on.
So thanks Goran and Petra for coming. Welcome to Entry and welcome to Kerala, welcome to Kochi. So to start off with, we are very excited to have you over here. Our students are also equally excited. So to start off with, I just wanted to know why a student should choose Slovenia and also SASS.
Okay, so Slovenia is a jewel in the middle of the Europe. It's very accessible country, so you can go wherever you want, to Germany, Italy or other places. We have beautiful nature. It's a very green country. You can see all over this place mountains, lakes, seaside is very beautiful. Adriatic Sea is on the south, so it's very, very beautiful small country, but it offers a lot of opportunities to students who come from India or other places.
Okay.
So about the faculty, we are founded in 2006, so almost 20 years we are in the game.
Okay.
And we were growing through these years all the time, so we have now 1,100 students and more,
okay.
Also from India.
Awesome.
So it's a very welcoming country for all students.
Great to know that. And also I could see that it's located in your university, the SASS University is located in the border area of
Yes.
Italy, right? Like
Yes.
how does it work? Like if a person have to travel, maybe during his study time or maybe after his study time, so what are the opportunities around and maybe the part-time opportunities?
So we have 2 locations. One is in Nova Gorica, as you mentioned. This is a small town at the Italian border. Actually, it's one town separated in 2 parts, Italian and Slovenian. So we are in Slovenian. You can go by foot, you can just pass through this square and you're in the Italy in a minute. So it's a very beautiful place. So second, this capital Ljubljana is also offers a study. So we have also faculty in Ljubljana. So you can choose each of these cities.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you can see, like you are speaking very good English, and how is the culture over there for international students? Because usually the students have a kind of tend to have a culture shock when they move outside country. So what should a student, international student who is coming from Kerala especially, should expect out of Slovenia, and also like a student who is going to study in your university?
Okay, so Slovenia is basically a small country which is very open to other cultures. So we are in the middle of the Europe. We are, let's say, used to other cultures, also to Indian culture. So we have many Indians coming to work or to study in Slovenia. So I think Indian can feel comfortable to come to Slovenia and feel like at home. So they are very welcomed in our country.
How about the language part? Like, do they need to study Slovenian languages for survival, or like the most of the people speak English, or how is it?
So regarding, we are a very small country, we have to know all languages around, and also English is very good spoken. So a lot of people, especially young people, is speaking fluently English and other languages, so Indians would not have a problem with the language.
Okay.
Everyone speaks English.
So how about the part-time opportunities? Like how you see over there, like for an international student who is obviously looking for some kind of part-time opportunities where for his living cost, for covering up all those expenses.
So Slovenia has, this is advantage of Slovenia, so the living costs are very affordable. So accommodation, food and everything, it's very affordable. So that's why this is really a good advantage to come to Slovenia to study and to stay there. So yes.
Great, thanks for that. And coming to the program side, like the students, like a lot of students are showing so much of interest in the social studies, social work related courses, which exactly your university is specialized in. So let's talk about the programs. So what all kind of programs are you offering for the students? The students who are coming out of 12th grade, and also there are certain students who are looking for master's programs as well. So like which all programs are you suggesting for students who are coming from Kerala?
Thank you for your question. School of Advanced Social Studies currently offers 6 study programs for international students. One is at bachelor level. This is a social management university study program. Then we offer 3 study programs at master level: psychosocial counseling, strategic communication, and intercultural management. Beside of that, we are also offering 2 one-year programs. They are more non-formal programs, but very practically oriented programs. The first one is hospitality, and the second one is nursing and care program.
Okay, great. So how about the staybacks? Like a student who is taking your undergrad program or the graduation after +2 grade in India level. So like what he can expect? Like how many months of stayback he can have, and also like the eligibility criteria for a student who is looking forward for such courses.
Yeah, maybe it's interesting because officially we do not have stayback option. However, there is an option to prolong studies for 1 year. In the way student is not completing all the courses in the 3rd year at bachelor level, but he leaves some exams for the 4th year. And in this way he gets additional year.
Great. And also like what is the eligibility criteria? Like how much percentage a student should have in his +2 grade so that he can get an admission in your university?
For stayback option?
No, I'm asking like the eligibility, like around 55 to 60%. Is that is required?
At least 60% is required. Yes.
So minimum.
This is the minimum.
60% is required, right?
Yeah.
And also, I suppose there is no eligibility additional examinations like IELTS, TOEFL. So all such English tests, like it's not required, right?
All those exams are not required. However, we expect sufficient level of English to be able to follow the lectures. At least the level B2 is expected to be able to fulfill the study obligation.
Great. And also like once a student who is currently studying and also successfully completing the course, so what all he can expect as an opportunities like once he is done with the course?
Currently labor market needs a lot of workers in Slovenia, so there are many opportunities for student who is eager to work and seek for job opportunities. We send our students some contacts, for example, especially from student job service, and we also advise students whom to contact in order to get a proper job. However, it is on them. We are not looking the job instead of students, but we are trying to advise them as much as possible to guarantee their successful career.
Great. And I could see that there is 1-year program also which you are offering that is into hospitality and also into the nursing side. So like can you just elaborate on that part, like which all areas has been covered in the curriculum?
The best point of those 2 programs is internship. So both programs contains internship. Meanwhile, at the hospitality program, the internship is unfortunately not paid. However, students are encouraged to seek for paid internship. But for the program nursing and care, we can offer paid internship, which means that students are going to work in the institution for elderly care, get a lot of practical skills, meanwhile being paid, which is a big advantage of this program.
Awesome. So most of the students obviously have this thing in their mind, that is like how does the kind of campus works out, because there are a lot of international students coming together in Slovenia, and the moreover into theoretical part and also more into the practical part. So how does the syllabus actually cover the entire syllabus? In the sense the curriculum, how it is framed in a way, like it's more into the theoretical part or more into the practical activities or any like field oriented work like in the social studies and also social work?
Yes, maybe this is one of the advantages of our faculty. We are trying to transfer to students as many practical skills as possible. We know that getting knowledge just about the theory doesn't bring success.
Correct.
You have to know how to do things in practice.
Awesome.
So yes, we are very practically oriented, but then depends on the study program. For example, social management programs, it's a little bit less practically oriented because it is so-called university study program at bachelor level. Meanwhile, hospitality and nursing and care are very, very practically oriented.
Okay, fine. And also, like, what is the next steps? Like, if a student is interested and he have to go through an interview process, right? So, what do you expect from a student on that interview? Like, are you checking his language skills or maybe like overall confidence, so that it would help more students like to come in and they can prepare themselves before getting into the interview with you? So, how do you like give them guidance on that part?
Yes, most important are English skills.
Okay.
This is the first thing we check. If student is not able to speak in English, he will not be able to fulfill study obligations.
True.
And secondly, I would say the student needs to be eager to strive for knowledge.
Okay.
If he has wish to getting additional knowledge in the field of interest, then I'm sure that he will be very, very successful in his studies.
Okay. And also I could see that like you guys are very much ready to give them offers also quickly as soon as possible. So how much time will it take if a student is successfully clearing your interview, and how much time will it take for getting an offer for like getting an admit into your university, and what are the procedures like ahead of that?
Yeah, this is actually a very, very important question. The biggest mistake the students can do is applying in the last application period. It's very important that students apply in the first application period. So the first application period will be in February.
Yeah, within 25th, right?
Yeah, it depends on the study program, but for some of the programs, application periods are already in February. If a student applies in this period, actually all the procedures for getting visa will already start, which means that probably student will get to Slovenia maybe the start of next calendar year.
Okay.
If student waits until the last application year, then he has to expect that all the procedure will last probably until the next June, at least.
Okay.
So it's very important to apply as soon as possible.
True, I got your point. So any student who is interested, he need to like do all the needful things like within the deadline. So once he's crossing the deadline, then he need to wait for then another year or maybe the next available intake, right? That's what you meant.
Yes, we have more application periods. Of course, students are welcome to apply in any of these periods. But if they want to come to Europe as soon as possible, they need, of course, also to apply for studies as soon as possible.
Okay, great. So what is your message? Like there are a lot of students who are interested to get into Slovenia and one of the good colleges, that is SASS University. So what is your message to those students? Like a lot of these students are worried. So much of students are very much like curious about knowing like how things would happen, and some are worried also. So what will be your message, like how they need to prepare as an international student, like once they have reached the Slovenia, the beautiful country which you mentioned, how they need to behave and what all things as a pre-check, a checklist or something, what they need to take care before landing into Slovenia?
Yes, of course, Slovenia has totally different culture as India, and maybe when adjusting to the school environment, it is important to know that we do not run classical type of teaching. In India, it is very common that professor is giving the lecture and students are just listening.
Correct.
In Slovenia, this is not the case. In Slovenia, we are running very interactive pedagogical process, which means that professor expects from students to be interactive, asking questions, reading some study material before the lecture and reflect on that material during the lectures. Besides of that, it's very important that students attend the lectures.
Okay.
This is a very important point. In case they are not attending the lectures, they are missing actually the main point of the studies. And we have already noticed that our enrolled students are doing their studies very good if they are attending the lectures and if they are interactive during the school process.
Great. And also coming to the accommodation part, like that is another big problem like an international student might face. So what is your advice on that part? Like how a student should approach? Like before landing in Slovenia, within this process they need to look out for accommodation, or maybe after arrival they need to look out, or if there is any nearby campus options like which you would suggest?
Yes, it's very important to look for accommodation before coming to Slovenia. I would actually advise students maybe to connect with some social media groups, because there are many Indians already in Slovenia and many other international students who are involved in those social media groups, and they are talking to each other. Maybe some students have a free bed in their apartment, and there are also a lot of people who offer their apartments for rent in this group. So I'm sure if they take advantage of this social media, they will have no problems about getting the accommodation.
Good. And also coming to the fees part, like there are a lot of programs which are like very much affordable compared to any traditional English speaking countries like UK or Australia or US. So I could see that like most of the programs are coming within 3,000 euros, and also there is one program which is going beyond 3,500. But still like that is an affordable area, right? Like is there any other cost where a student should expect apart from this tuition fees like while coming to Slovenia?
Regarding the pedagogical process, no. Yes, the tuition fee covers all the costs related to the school process, to the fulfillment of study obligations. However, of course, students need to expect costs for accommodation, living expenses, and so on. Yeah, but this is not connected to the school process as such.
I got your point. So on an average, like how much it will cost for a student, for an international student to live in Slovenia? Like on a monthly basis, how much it would come, including food, accommodation, and maybe transportation. So it would help a student to understand like how much he should earn through part-times, and also on hourly basis, like how much part-time wages he can expect.
Okay, maybe this is very difficult questions because it depends on the standard students want to live on.
Got your point.
Yes. So actually, the price for accommodation can vary from 150 to 500, for example. So if student is not very demanding regarding the accommodation, he can actually pay only, let's say, 200 euros per month.
Cool.
Then the other living costs are also very depend on the student actually, but I would say 100 to 200 euros for food and drinks per month is enough for average person.
Got your point. And also coming to the offer part, like once a student is successfully completing the interview with you and is succeeding on the interview part also, like how soon he can expect an offer from you?
Actually, after completing the interview, the student needs to contact the agency.
Yeah.
And the agency will actually lead the student through all the application
all the
process.
Documents and transcripts.
Yes, we have a national platform for applications for study programs. It's very good organized platform which leads students from step to step.
Okay.
It's very important the students fill all the data. And that they submit all the documents required. Okay. Sometimes it happens that students miss one or two documents. In this case, we cannot finish the application process. So it's very important to submit all the documents.
Okay, got your point. Very informative. And also, like last question, you have met few students, our entry students. So how you felt? How was your experience? And there are few students who will be joining online as well on the second part. Like how was your experience, and like what was the kind of interactive session you had with the student?
Are we talking
Today's
about today?
experience. Yeah.
Yes, actually, I was quite surprised. I think that students were very competent. Their English was very good, and they are also eager to get additional knowledge, additional competences. So I'm pretty sure that they will be successful in case they come to Slovenia.
Okay. Thank you so much once again, Goran and Petra, for being in entry. And definitely more students are very eagerly waiting outside for getting into your university. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.